coordinator here at GSA, and I will be sort of hosting this webinar today. We really want you to ask lots of questions about what your experience is going to be like at GSA Connects 2023 in Pittsburgh. So please feel free to use the chat function to ask any questions that you might have. And we will have a Q&A portion later today. We do ask that while folks are presenting to please keep your microphones muted until we get to the question and answer portion. We will be happy to unmute you after sort of the presentations have ended. Okay, let's get started. So this is a GSA webinar, meaning that it does abide by our RISE initiative, which is Respect Inclusive Scientific Events. So we do want all participants to make sure that they're showing respect at all times. We want to make sure that we keep questions, to topic, that we're listening and understand of all people and ideas, and that we're including all diverse folks and perspectives, and just being really welcoming. If there's anything that happens during this webinar that you would like to let someone at GSA know, we do have a reporting process, and that can be found there at the bottom of the screen. All right, and here's a little bit of our outline today. We're going to do an introduction of all of our speakers and panelists, as well as we're going to go over some GSA Connects highlighted events, which are really exciting. We have a student representative that's going to go over some things to expect at GSA Connects 2023 and sort of navigating a professional meeting and what that's like. We also will provide some meeting resources, and then we'll have a Q&A after our presentations. Today's presenter will be myself, Brandy Myers, and then we will move on to Chuck Lewis. He is one of our Student Advisory Council members, and so he will be talking about sort of the experience of attending GSA Connects. We also have another SAC representative, the chair, who has provided a video, which is really great. So we'll get to that later in the presentation. We have our meetings director at GSA, Rebecca Fazzari, and she will be available to talk about meeting conduct and just some sort of overarching logistics that we'll have for GSA Connects. And then we'll have our chat moderator, Kayla Doss, and you can ask her any questions that you'd like in our chat today. Also, during our Q&A, we will have some Student Advisory Council panelists that will be available. Our Student Advisory Council is students who are leaders in our divisions at GSA, and they do a great job of representing student needs across GSA. So they will be here to answer many questions that you might have from a student's perspective, which is really great. And then we also want to give a special shout out and thank you to our sponsor. Our pre-meeting sponsor is BHP X-Polar. They have done a great job at being really available and helpful, and they're just a really great sponsor to have. Unfortunately, they could not be with us today, but they do send all of you the best of luck and hope that you have a great meeting at GSA Connects 2023. Okay, let's move on to the good stuff. So how will you connect? One of the great things about GSA Connects is there's so many different ways to participate in our meeting. So we have things from short courses, which are sort of day-long activities normally. We also have online versions, but there are these courses where you can gain a lot of insight into a different skill set, which is really phenomenal. We also have field trips that happen before the meeting and after the meeting, which is a great time to sort of see the local geology as well as network with professionals. Obviously, we have world-class technical sessions. We have a lot of research that is presented at GSA on so many different topics. So we have lots to cover there. GSA has a plethora of special events, and we will talk more about those later as well. We have career development, which is a really great resource for students and early career professionals looking to grow and really start the careers out really strong. And then we have lots of social gatherings. By far, one of my favorite things to talk to students about is networking. So those social gatherings are really key at every stage in your career. So you can really connect with folks in any way that you choose, which is really great about attending GSA Connects. Here is a slide about some of our short courses. We have a ton of different options for short courses. We have 2 online options this year. We have 19 in-person options. There are 5 options that are actually under $30 and 3 additional short course options that are discounts for students under $30. Plus, there are additional courses that also have student discounts in the 35 to, I believe, $65-ish range. I think they vary by those courses, but it's definitely a great opportunity for students and early career or even new GSA attendees to learn something new and build on your resume. GSA also has these world-class field trips, which are wonderful. Field trips will depart out of the East Lobby, located off 10th Street in the Riverwalk. We have 8 pre-meeting field trips, and we have 5 post-meeting field trips. So we have lots of different opportunities for you to attend a field trip, and I definitely encourage you to do so. They are a lot of fun. You always learn a lot, and it's great to network with geologists that maybe normally you wouldn't get a chance to meet. Here's a couple of really special program highlights for Connects 2023. We have our president, Chuck Bailey, who will be presenting the presidential address on Sunday afternoon. We will have 2 noontime lecturers that you see in the yellow boxes that will be on Monday and Wednesday at 12:15. And those I definitely would encourage you to attend. We have several different PAR-D sessions this year. We have 5 different ones, which is really great, and some really diverse presentations in our PAR-D sessions. Some of the exciting ones that we have are a spotlight on positive and diverse female role models. That is going to be a really great session to attend. Addressing society's urgent need for critical minerals. Obviously, that is a hot topic in the geosciences. Past, present, and future waste management on Wednesday morning. And then we also have an encouraging positive mental health in the geosciences on Wednesday afternoon. I would also like to encourage folks to attend our Michael T. Howbody presentation by our distinguished lecturer, Susan Brantley, on how fracking affects water. That is going to be a remarkable presentation, and I would definitely look into attending that if you are available during that time. Okay. And this is probably one of my personal favorites. We have our Geo Careers program. The Geo Careers Corner is a great opportunity that GSA offers students to sort of talk about all things students in early career to sort of grow your network. There's drop-in mentoring where you can actually be paired with a mentor during your meeting. We have resume review mentoring, so you can bring your resume and get real feedback. We have career presentations by industry professionals. It's a great place to relax and sort of play games. And we also have coffee in there every day, which is great. You can also view and post job opportunities, which is wonderful. There are some special events that happen in the Geo Careers Corner, such as an early career professional coffee. We also have a networking reception, which is a really great way to practice networking skills. We normally have mentors that are really geared towards helping students at that particular reception. So it's a really great sort of early career student-led networking, and it's a little less intimidating than maybe some other networking receptions might be. We also have a really fun geology club meetup where geology clubs can talk about different ideas that their universities are doing to promote their geology clubs at the university level. So we definitely encourage you to check out the Geo Careers Corner. It is going to be open every day from 9 to 5, and we will have a list of presentations and places for you to sign up to get mentoring. Those signups will fill up for the mentoring, so make sure that you come in early and get signed up if you would like to take advantage of that opportunity. And then we also have a wonderful event called Geo Careers Day that happens on this Sunday, which starts GSA Connects. It's an event that runs from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it has all these different activities. We have a geoscience career workshop. You sort of learn about different resume techniques and how to apply using USA Jobs. We have company connection where you can visit with company and agency professionals at booth and actually talk with them about employment opportunities and internships. Also, we have mentoring roundtables, which is a great way to get advice on different career advancements or different career questions on industries that interest you. And then we also have a great panel lunch. This is a super great event. I did it even when I was a student and really enjoyed it. It includes obviously your lunch, the $15 fee that this event does cost because it's ticketed. But during lunch, you get to ask all these questions to industry and academic professionals, which is wonderful. And they actually give you real-time feedback. And it's just a really great opportunity to meet with professionals from all different backgrounds in academia, museums, industry, oil and gas. It's just a really great opportunity. So I would highly encourage you that if you're available on Sunday to add this ticket to your registration. All right, here are some additional ticketed events, and there is more ticketed events that are not listed on this screen, and there is a QR code available right there if you would like to see more options for ticketed events. A couple of other ones I do want to highlight is that we do have a night at the museum, which is geared towards students and early career professionals, but we've also invited fellows to attend. It's going to be a really great event at the Heinz History Center in downtown Pittsburgh in walking distance of the convention center, where folks can network. We're going to play games, and it's just going to be a really, really great night to sort of meet a lot of people and have a lot of fun in a great environment. So we really hope that you'll join us for that. There's also a Paleontology Society business meeting and awards reception buffet that has a pretty low ticket cost. For students, it's only $30, and professionals and early career professionals cost is $80. And then we have the Association of Women Geoscientists Award Breakfast and Networking event, which is a great event as well. I attended that at my first GSA. And it's $15 for students and $47 for professionals and early career professionals. All right, and GSA is committed to diversity and inclusion in the geosciences at all stages. So GSA Connects, our meeting, is no different. We have a bunch of different events to help all of our geoscientists feel included at the meeting. So we have a great event that I think is new this year, if I believe, but an outdoor Afro and GSA Riverwalk that's going to happen on Sunday. That sounds like a really, really great event and a time for folks who are members of the Outdoor Afro National Organization to reconnect with Black communities and nature. So it's a really, really great organization, and I think that's going to be a great event. So if you are available on Sunday, that's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of different ethnicity and identity meetups that are going to happen. We have some for the you can see the Latinx community, Indigenous and Native American in geosciences, geoscientists with disabilities, Asian American and Pacific Islander in the geosciences, and Black in Geo is also going to be there. So we have a bunch of different meetups that are going to happen led by our diversity group. And so those are going to happen in the convention center in room 410. Also, if you are passionate about diversity in the geosciences and want to get involved, there will be more information about the direction that GSA is going with their diversity initiatives at the Geosciences Committee meeting, which will happen on Monday the 16th from 1 to 2:30. So I would check that out. There is also a GSA Diversity in Geosciences Onto the Future reception. If you have been in that program before, that is going to be a great alumni reception. And then we have an LGBTQIA plus social, which is always really popular on Tuesday, October 17th from 7:30 to 9 p.m. at the Westin Pittsburgh Hotel. So that's always really fun. So I would definitely encourage you to check those events out. And last for my group of slides, we have some great fun events that are going to happen at GSA this year. We have these fireside chats where you can collaborate with fellow geologists on hot topics in sort of this cozy camp setting. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We also have trivia that's going to be posted all around GSA Connects where you can test your knowledge of the geosciences. So that's going to be great. We will also have this great scavenger hunt that's going to happen in the exhibit center. So make sure you check out the starting QR code that will be at the front of the Resource and Innovation Center. And then there will be different QR codes that will lead you to different exhibitors. So they may not be in plain sight, those QR codes. So you might have to ask somebody for that QR code. So that's just a little insider tip, but that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have great prizes. So I would encourage you to check that out. And if you are interested in renewing your GSA membership, which I would very much encourage everyone to do so, we will have this great Ray Troll tote bag that's going to be available for people who renew their membership at the GSA membership booth. So definitely check that out. It's a huge perk to upping your membership again this year. All right, and with that, I am going to pass this along to our Student Advisory Council member, Chuck Lewis, who is going to talk about what to expect as a first-time attendee.
All right, hello everyone. So I know I have a Zoom meeting full of first-time attendees, young scientists, which means almost definitely this is a Zoom meeting full of introverts getting ready to walk into a conference room full of people. I know that can be really nerve-wracking, and I'm just here to tell you the most important point is there's no need to be nervous about anything that's going to happen at GSA. Feeling out of place really isn't going to do a lot for you. The thing to remember is that this meeting really is mostly about students and new collaborations, and you're central to that goal at the meeting. And I promise you that every seasoned scientist there really supports your advancement in this community. And, you know, it really is good to have fresh eyes on new and old problems alike. So no need to be nervous. If you're one of those people that's looking for grad programs, especially if you're an undergrad or an MS student, this is the place to explore your interests. So you're in the right place. Short courses, field trips, all those small event groups, career panels, stuff that we went through before. There's a lot of those. I probably remember more from those than I do like my undergrad substrat class. They're really valuable. And you should definitely attend those. I was really nervous to attend those, and in hindsight, that was a mistake. There's a lot of social events during and after the conference every day. I really encourage you to participate in those. There's a lot of science that happens at those, and a lot of good collaborations come from those events. All right, so the Student Advisory Council has a couple events. Just so you know, the Student Advisory Council is made up of students just like you. We have your interest in mind. And with that being said, we have an online social hour coming up on the 29th. You can register using the QR code that's on your screen right now. And at GSA, on the Monday of GSA, there is a networking event in the Geo Careers Corner, so be sure to stop by there. All right, so getting the most from your meeting, we have a video right now actually put together by Miguel Valencia, who unfortunately could not make it, and this is how to put together your program.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miguel Valencia. I'm GSA Student Advisory Council Chair for this year. So today I would like to show you very quickly how to create your own schedule using the GSA 2023 Connects website. In this case, the first thing to do is simply just type on Google GSA 2023 Connects. Once you're here, you will be able to see all these features. You want to go and address the meeting program. So on the programs, meeting program, you click there. And the first thing to do once this website opens is going to be to log in. In this case, I'm already logged in. So please do, and then you will be able to add all these nice programs into your schedule. So something to see here, these are all the different features that you have. You can look for people, any friends, classmates, advisors, and so on. You can look for the technical program, exhibits. Here you will be able to explore different, for example, vendors, other societies, and even universities if you're interested in that. You can explore also by schedule. So one event that I would like to highlight from Saturday, at the end of the day, you're going to see the GSA Connects icebreaker. So you can add it by clicking here to your schedule. And you can also add into favorites, and you can take personal notes. So if we go back here into the search, you can look, for example, for different sessions. In this case, if we type very quickly section 144, and if you type search, you will be able to see that there is one specific section under here. I'm hosting this one, so you can add it to your schedule or add a star for favorites. Also, you can look for names. In this case, you can look for yours or any classmates or advisors or any subject that you're interested on. In this case, you can look also for example, on groundwater modeling or anything like that. So here, once again, you can add or remove to your schedule. Once you keep adding stuff to your schedule, you can go here. This is your personal schedule. You go there, and you will be able to explore the different events that you added. This is very important in order to maximize your experience at GSA. It is because there are going to be so many talks, and you can get overwhelmed. And sometimes one talk that specifically that you want to see is going to be on the other side of the convention center. So it's very important to know where you're going, what type of events you're interested on attending, and so on. So this is the way that you generate your own schedule. And I hope this was helpful. Something nice about here is that you can download it as an Excel or print your schedule. In the upcoming days, usually GSA launches the app, so you can have it on your phone as well. So with this, this is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys like it, and that is going to be helpful in order for you to maximize your experience at GSA. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, definitely go ahead and get your schedule put together ahead of time. And just to drive home one of Miguel's points, meet at least one new person every day. Definitely shake as many hands as you possibly can.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miguel Valencia.
Okay. So self-care at meetings, man, meetings can be really exhausting. I think the last meeting I attended, I got back home and crawled into bed for like 14 hours. So planning ahead, all those tips that Miguel just gave you on the last slide, should definitely do those in advance. You don't need to be everywhere all the time. You can't be. I remember my first GSA, I was like trying to find every potential talk I wanted to go to, and I was running around like crazy. That's going to wear you out really fast, and I would advise against that. Something that's really, really important, at least I would advise most students to do this, is doing something that grounds you every day is going to keep up your energy throughout the conference. I keep my regular workout routine. Maybe you ride a bike or read fantasy, or you enjoy really good coffee. Just do something that grounds you, and make sure to take care of yourself while you're there. And take time to see the city as well. For me, this is probably the first and last time I'll go to Pittsburgh, and it would be a shame if I didn't see the city. I think there is there's a self-care room. It looks like it's in room 337, 8 to 6:30 p.m. daily. So that is available to you as well. And yeah. Okay, speaker ready room. I'll reiterate what I'm sure your advisor has already told you, but always have a backup. So bring a backup USB, definitely upload your presentation materials early if you can. And the speaker ready room is in that room 309. And this is also where you can upload your presentation using a thumb drive if you were unable to upload it digitally. And of course, there's technicians on site. And you can take the QR code to the information for presenters page, and that takes you to the GSA website. You can also just navigate there in your browser, but there's a lot of really good information on that web page for you. All right, poster presentations. This is probably my favorite part. I think a lot of great things happen at poster presentations. So they open up at 7:30 a.m. And this year, GSA is actually doing all-day poster presentations. And this is great. It's a great format. People get to stalk your poster all day instead of just 2 hours. So they're going to be able to think of some really good questions for you. The one time that I've seen this, it worked out really, really well. So I'm personally pretty stoked about this. So there's an 8x4 display board for your poster. Make sure you quadruple check that. You don't want your poster to be too big. And if you take the QR code, you can find slide templates and the logos and really jazz up your poster. And make sure to pick up your poster when the session ends. And that's, I think, all I have for today. All right.
Thank you so much, Chuck, for that information. I'm really excited that you'll be around for our Q&A. That was a lot of great information you provided. Next, we're going to pass it off to Rebecca Fazzari, our GSA Meetings Director, to talk about some meeting conduct and event logistics.
Great. Thanks, Brandy. So first and foremost, as kind of Chuck said, this meeting is all about you and for you, and really just have fun with it. You're going to make friends for life from attending this meeting and really make great connections, and definitely pace yourself. Unlike me and my team, where we really don't get to pace ourselves, we're up at 6 and done at 9 or 10. You guys get to pace yourselves and really get a chance to see all the different things that we've put together for you and make those connections, and you'll have friends for life, I guarantee. So starting with the meetings code of conduct, GSA implemented our RISE program back in 2016 and has been the leader in regards to this in the scientific world. And we take it very seriously. We really want everyone to feel respected and inclusive at these meetings, that their voice can be heard without anyone harassing them, being discriminatory against them. And so we take it so seriously that we've actually now hired a new platform to be able to allow folks to submit any violations or anything that they see anonymously. That was something that was feedback we received from previous meetings from other attendees, that they, didn't feel comfortable reporting something either in person to one of us who's wearing a RISE button, or to going to the RISE office, or even calling or sending something in an email. And so GSA has invested in a platform to be able to do that anonymously. So wherever you come from, if you see something, it's the theory, see something, say something. We want everyone to feel safe and secure at the meeting and really respected for the work that you guys are doing. Next slide, Brandy. Okay, with that said, I'm going to put my mom hat on. And basically, if it doesn't feel right, if your gut is telling you something, it's probably not right. And maybe you should reevaluate and try and politely get out of the situation. And with that too, the biggest thing, I see it at every meeting, and we tell you guys at every meeting, please take your badge off when you leave the building. It's just you just become a beacon for people to come up to you and know that you're not from the city and not familiar with the surroundings. And you'll be like, how do they know my name? Oh, right, my badge is still on, silly me. So please take those off. Definitely keep an eye on your belongings. we come back to GSA with laptops, phones. I just found someone's COVID card in the boxes. We're getting ready to pack up for this year. So please make sure you're taking control of your surroundings and your belongings and just not leaving them anywhere. Obviously, if you see something and there's a medical emergency, please call 911. We will have EMS on site along with security on site at the convention center. So they are there if something does happen to quickly respond. If you see a GSA staffer, we'll have a staff ribbon on. Some of us might be wearing GSA white coats. Flag us down, let us know what's going on, and we're happy to come help and fill in and get the right people there to help solve the issue. But definitely like trust your gut on these things. And as I'm again, mom hat, sorry, nothing good happens after midnight and you want to be rested. And so just please be safe. Please use your common sense here and think before you do something. Like, would your mom and dad be proud of you for doing that? If not, maybe don't do it. Okay, next slide, Brandy. Oh, all right. Well, with that, I guess we just want to say, have a great meeting. Like I said before, and like Chuck said as well, you'll be surprised at how much fun you're going to have, how quickly it goes, and how many connections you do make that you will use for the rest of your career moving forward. It is a very small world. You run into these people over and over again, in a good way, in a positive way. And for those of you, as we indicate on the slide, we will be putting this up on our webinar library on our website. In addition, Brandy has created an amazing travel PDF document with some great tips and tricks, and we'll be sending that out as well and posting that to the website. And as always, if you have questions after this, feel free to reach out to meetings@geosociety.org. That's our inbox that my department manages, and we're happy to look at those questions and help answer anything that maybe we didn't answer today for you. So thank you all so much for joining us today. I think we're going to now open it to some Q&A. And so we are ready to go to answer those questions from you, whether it's a student related question and our SAC team can help, or a logistics question, whatever it may be.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Kayla, do you happen to have any questions ready for us?
Here's one question that just came in. Any tips for a science teacher attending for the first time?
Ooh, that's a great question. Does anyone on our panelist interested in answering that one? Jen, do you have any recommendations for teachers attending?
Yeah, sure. We have a whole variety of career programs in our Geo Careers Corner and Geo Careers Day. And I found working with K-12 teachers in the past that they find it really useful to attend those activities, because then they have a really good idea of what to recommend to their students as far as careers in geology and how viable those are.
Wonderful.
Thanks,
Thank you so much for that, Jen.
Will there be food vendors in the conference center?
Ooh, I'll kick that one to Rebecca.
Yes, we will have the concessions open in the poster hall. So that's Hall B starting on Sunday. And the very important coffee vendor down in the East Lobby will be open every morning starting on Sunday as well. And then there are a lot of restaurants within easy walking distance to go if you want to, get outside, get some fresh air, grab a quick sandwich at Jimmy John's. I know that's very close by, or Subway, and sit by the river and just enjoy the scenery of the city, as long as it's not raining. But yes, there will be options in the center for sure.
And then I have a couple other questions here. Do you have any advice for anyone who is a first-time presenter?
Let's take that one to Chuck Lewis, one of our SAC representatives.
Be prepared for hard questions. Not in a way of anyone like grilling you or anything like that, but chances are someone's going to ask you a question that you've never thought about before. That's very relevant to what you're presenting. So just like I tell everyone that's like TAing for the first time or getting ready for something, it's okay to not know something, all right? But just be prepared for those questions. And I'll say this again, I've said it like 10 times, don't be nervous, right? People are there for you. The conference is seriously for you. And you know, be prepared ahead of time. I think that's the best advice I can give, at least practically speaking.
That's
Thanks,
great. Does anyone of our SAC representatives or panelists want to add to that?
I can just add and kind of reiterate what Jennifer, I believe, said in the chat, which is just practice, practice, practice until you are like completely sick of it, and then practice some more. And then also, if you're doing a poster presentation, don't try to cram everything onto it and make it all tiny font. Make like the key points that you want to make large and visual, and it should be something that someone can walk up to and read through. So it should be organized, and it should be readable without the speaker even present, so that people can come and see it if you're not there at the time. And with that, most people are going to walk by and maybe spend a few minutes most. So again, just make the things that are important large and legible. Figures, conclusions, takeaways could be like a different color box or something like that. There's plenty of resources out there on how to make effective poster presentations, but I know there's some new age thinking on how to do that. I think the 3-column model is pretty popular these days, but more than anything, just practice for sure.
Thank you for that, Matt. Madison, I saw you had unmiked for a moment. Did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I was just gonna say one thing that was really helpful for me was kind of having multiple speeches prepared, have a 2 to 3 minute version, then have like a 30-second version, you know, just you kind of got to read the person that's coming up. How much do they know? If let's say like I do work in soils, do they know what about soils? Are they a soils person, or do I need to start and kind of explain as I go? And it's kind of helpful to kind of read your audience and know which of those speeches to give.
Absolutely. That's a great way to like engage the people who are at your poster. I love that. All right, Kayla, do we have any other questions in the chat box?
Yes, so there's one question about canceled field trips. Yes, you can definitely switch your registration to another field trip. I will email you and we can talk about that offline. I am the field trip coordinator, so I'm more than happy to help direct you to a different field trip and what your options are.
Wonderful. Kayla, would you mind putting your email in the chat box for that one? Thank you.
And then for courses and events that have times from 8 to 5 p.m., are they come and go times?
When I put a comment in the chat for that, for short courses, they do have instruction through the vast majority of that time, other than some short breaks here and there. So ideally, you'll stay the entire time for a short course. For technical sessions, you are able to come and go as you please. Most events are that way.
Yep, and for
No, that's
technical
great. Thank you.
sessions, we instruct the session chairs that if a presenter doesn't show up, to not just move along to the next presentation, but to take a break or allow for additional Q&A, because we know people build their schedules to see specific presenters, and so we want to make sure that if there's someone you want to see, that you don't walk into the room and have missed that. It's not 100% perfect, but we aim to try and really help, train the chairs to do that. And yeah, please feel free to come and go on things like if you need to run to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Don't just sit there like my daughter at school waiting to the last minute and like it's being an adult. Go.
That's a great point. Thank you, Rebecca.
And I heard it is best to contact speakers and attendees ahead of time. Would you like to meet them in person? How would you suggest we go about this?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Rebecca, would you like to answer that?
Sure. So as Miguel pointed out in the meeting app, you're able to look to see who is presenting, and you can see their information. And then once the meeting app goes live, the mobile app, you can connect through the mobile app as well with folks. So as long as the person's downloaded the mobile app is on there, they'll see you reaching out to them. So that's probably gonna be your best bet in terms of how to reach out to people.
Can I add something?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when I was applying for graduate school, I met a lot of potential advisors during meetings. And I usually also email them beforehand that I want to meet with them. I find a lot of times like meeting at lunch or dinner times are really good. And I know some people, they have their entire lab group together to go to lunch together. And that's a good way to not only meet the person you want to meet, but also like people they know, people in their lab. And I find that really cool.
I think that's a great point. My first GSA was also the same. I was kind of there to like graduate school shop, if you will, and to meet people. So it's great to kind of plan ahead the people that you're kind of interested in and make those connections beforehand if you can. It makes it easier on the spot to make those connections. All right.
Another question. Oh, go ahead. Another question is, does GSA have mentorship opportunities?
Yes, we do have tons of mentorship opportunities. I will put a link in the chat. We offer a lot of times we are always looking for early career professionals to get really involved in our Geo Career Center. So I would definitely, if we have any early career professionals on this, I would definitely encourage you to reach out to Jennifer Nocerino, who is sort of in charge of our student events, and she can talk to you more about that. But we have On to the Future mentoring, we have resume mentoring, we have drop-in mentoring, a Women in Geology mentorship program. So there's a bunch of different opportunities. And like I said, I will put that link in the chat.
Wonderful, thank you. A couple more. Are there any events for LGBTQ plus community members?
Yes, I do know of the one event that we talked about, the social. Was that anything that any of our SAC representatives wanted to elaborate more on the LGBTQ plus social?
Sure. This is Lindsay. I'm also on the meetings team. The LGBTQA reception, sorry, my camera was off, is held at the Westin Hotel. So it's our main headquarter hotel. And that is Tuesday night. And that is, I can tell you exactly what room that is. That is happening at 7:30 to 9 p.m. in the Pennsylvania West Room at the Westin. You're welcome to come. It's open to anyone. We will have some food and snacks and drinks there. So come and enjoy. It was a good crowd last year, so I know it'll be a good time.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lindsay. I've heard amazing things about that social. So I do encourage you to look into that one.
And one more. Can I volunteer to help at Connects?
Rebecca, would you like to take that one on?
Sure. We have a great student volunteer program that is still open, and there's still plenty of opportunities for you to select from. And it's all, the only requirement is that you work 10 hours at the meeting, and then your registration is free. So I'll put the link into the chat of where to go look at that. So you can sign up for different opportunities to work the meeting. A lot of times you get to go attend sessions and just sit there and be a student volunteer in the session and help the session chair run the session, or if there's something going on with the AV, run out to the AV text to get that to be resolved. So you get to sit and listen to science and get the meeting for free. What better way to come to a meeting?
That sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you, Rebecca. It's always good to also be able to, when you can volunteer, it's a great networking opportunity also from a student perspective to get to meet some GSA staff or get to meet some GSA members. You never know who knows who to help you on your journey. So I definitely recommend taking advantage of our volunteer program.
Are there any other questions that I missed or that weren't asked that anyone would like to ask while we still have everyone?
And feel free to come on your camera and ask it and turn your mic off if you would like to ask it live. Okay, well, I think then we're all summed up. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to a GSA staff member. We will definitely follow up with a link on this webinar and that travel document, as well as some of these other links that we have. Rebecca put in the chat, meetings@geosociety.org. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us. We want to make sure that you have an amazing experience at Connects 2023. So we are here to help you in any way, shape, or form. Thank you so much to the GSA staff who helped out today, and also to our wonderful panelists and our SAC community who did a great job speaking, presenting, and being panelists. I am so grateful for this community, and thank you all so much for your participation. And thank you to our attendees for joining us today. Everyone have a great day.